new deal?
I'm Yeb Sano. I'm part of the NGO representatives from one of the NGO representatives in the Philippine delegation.
How much sleep have you gotten this week?
This week, I can honestly say that I have had less than 6 hours of sleep since Monday. So
Okay.
that's one hour per night.
Why does it have to go into the night? Hindi nyo ba pwedeng gawin to first thing in the morning? Or, I mean, bakit ang haba? Ang haba-haba ng ano?
It drags on into the night mainly because first of all, there are deadlines. And our practical deadline for all of this in Copenhagen is tomorrow afternoon. If nothing happens by tomorrow afternoon, then Copenhagen would have been a failure. And that's our deadline. And working backwards, anything that you do that would jeopardize yung pag-beat mo ng deadline tomorrow, we should avoid anything that will jeopardize that. So if it means having to work throughout the night, then so be it. Right now we have less than 24 hours left, and we still have a lot of things to cover. What we're trying to do in the group where I'm sitting in is to come up with figures of how much the rich countries should reduce in terms of their carbon dioxide emissions. By in the medium term, that means by 2020, and also in the long term by 2050. And what we're calling for, the Philippines and the other developing countries and also the NGOs are calling for what has been established by science, which is that the world should reduce by up to 40% by 2020, and we are calling for that. And unfortunately, there are still many rich countries who are not willing to help achieve that 40% by 2020.
If they're not willing, what is your discussion like na ang mga developing countries sinasabi, magbawas kayo, mga mayayaman, ayaw namin magbawas. So I mean, how does this discussion go? Are you just always fighting in that room?
There are always debates, and there are issues that we feel tomorrow is we're expecting na by tomorrow it will be decided in such a way where yung mga nahirapan ng pagtalunan ng mga negotiators will have to be deferred to ministers. It's the higher level, so it will be a political.
In other words,
at the political level, it will be decided at the political level. So sa mga ministro na and mga possibly heads of state who will decide this. Right now, if you imagine yung text, you have words and sentences which say that which will commit the signatories to this agreement in a certain way. And as it appears, those words will have sentences with brackets, just like square brackets. People in the negotiations put brackets if they don't agree with the words inside those brackets. Somewhere between 40 to 50% are still bracketed, and there are groups. There are groups where the whole text is bracketed. This is a text of the outcome of the work. This is the core text of what we're hoping to be the treaty, the agreement or the deal.
how thick was that before you mentioned?
This started from a 200-page text.
Okay.
And now it's down to about 40 pages. It was this thick before, about 200 pages. Now it's down to this one.
And how long did that take?
8 months ago. It's gonna be probably down to 30 pages by tomorrow.
From
42 pages.
Okay, it's a lot of work.
Yes. Our hopes for tomorrow is, of course, as we've always hoped, is maging successful ang Copenhagen, which means we have a deal. We have a legally binding deal and a politically binding deal here in Copenhagen that recognizes science, what science calls for, and which means magkaroon ng reduced emissions commitments from developed countries, and also the financing is provided for developing countries, and that the Kyoto Protocol is preserved, because that is a legally binding agreement that has been honored by many countries, and which we hope to be continue to be honored. And but those are our hopes. But so that we won't be easily frustrated, we will probably expect that President Obama comes here tomorrow and proves that he is worthy of the Nobel Prize.